what's going on? It's Tyro James, and you already know what's going to be happening here. It is the 2017 So Much of Nice Tour recap video, edition number 5. Let's just get right the fuck into it. First show we did was in Nanaimo at the classic Cambie. I try to come to the island once a year, but this time I brought over some pals, man. The UV boys did their very first gig ever in Nanaimo, and I feel super rad for kind of like, you know, hooking them up with that shit. But we were co-branding with Rushton and Diamond's West Coast Summer Tour, so they accompanied us along with the homies Vicious and Sick a Dime. It was pretty good. I had a great night. I got like super messed up, like beyond messed up at this gig. So I think the video footage helped me remember kind of what was happening this night. What's up? Living that So Much of Nice tour life in the Nanaimo Hotel, the old classic Harbor Light Motel. It's a great place to stay in Nanaimo. I got them ciders in the house tonight, about to just eat some pizza, maybe do a little bit of beefers, you know how it is, man. Shit. Shouts out to local Nanaimo band Social Silence for coming out and rocking some tunes on a rap show. I always like putting kind of like mixed genre shows together. It's always been a forte of mine. And what will be So Much a Nice tour without some punk bands on some of the Tyro shows, right?
What kind of day? You can't say that, bro. You see that fuck to the wall. You really read what is hot for. What is that? You can't bring out the door. You give a ready people like your horse. Can't tell the south of G one bed. Can't tell the side for nothing. Can't tell the night if you win this way. You want to make a mind, you fucking forget it. Drinking on the ferry, smoking on the ferry, trouble on the ferry. I was so hungover, man, on the way over the next day. Oh yeah, it's a big pop bear with my own stuff. On the beat for an instant hit. We're just doing the great time and get my shit. 33, it would be a real delight. Hey, cars on my left, Dallas White to my right. If it was sunny 51, I'd get a straight gun. Moving under hip, first fashion was a shades on. Oh my god, So Much of Nice tour. Cambie, we just did a show last night, and oh man, I don't even know where to begin. It was so fucked up. I mean, in a good way. It was in a good way. It was fucked up. Did a lot of fun stuff. I was so hungover, and we had a show the next night. Back-to-back shows, you know how it goes, in Vancouver at 7 Dining Lounge.
What's radical? Out shopping at Whole Foods. Demographic hippie stock options too. Government laid down reforms, our reforms. Ophthalmology, the third world, but the war. Yeah, I'm breaking the wall. I'm not in the system.
The homies Budski and Abyss from Langley came out for this one, and we had the same crew from the Nanaimo gig. I've known about 7 for a little while now, but my homie MC Mikey Crazy shouts out Mikey Crazy, works there, and he's like, you should do a gig, man.
Beyond the price of reparation, so we would never blame you if you have a reservation about potential destination. No need for explanation. This is the opposite, but we got it with the modern face.
I'm all about sunny days and Las Vegas lights. Turn the naked dead bar game and control. We don't get jealous, not a good look you hold on. Need a mean wit, that's a better to do. Always gonna be me when you're stuck up being you.
And I almost like missed picking up the UB boys from Cloverdale to bring them out. I had a nap when I got back from the ferry, and I slept in. I like totally slept in.
Fuck this house up. Doesn't matter what the ladies say. Party night and day. Come on. Fuck this house up. If your mama asks what we do, we're a wrecking crew. Let's fuck this house up. If you wanna be cool, you gotta break all the rules. 300 kids, you gotta go hard. Some unconscious in the front yard.
Russian and Diamonds, they live close by. They were in the house, so it was a nice laid-back show. The Hangover show. I think all of us were really messed up. After Vancouver, man, I went home, smoked a joint, fell asleep. I was bagged from the weekend, but there was more to come. Oh, there was more to come.
Well, coming out of fever, I'm having a business, I'm the executive here. I gotta make a decision. I'm back into drugs, drinking the booze. Back into drugs, drinking the booze. Back into drugs, drinking the booze. I'm having time in life in the rooms. I'm back into drugs, drinking the booze. Back into drugs, drinking the booze. Back into drugs, drinking the booze. Having a time, life in the rooms. What happened to my demos when I sent to the stores? Well, probably in the trash with the others, of course. And when it comes to Van City, I'm okay with your friend. It's the same old shit.
Hey, what's going on? It's Tyro James. Just got back from 7 Dining Lounge in Vancouver tonight. Hella hungover. It's been a crazy weekend, but you know, I'm about ready to crash. Lord Diamonds hooked up a gig in Surrey at Bear Creek Pub.
It's time you open your eyes, open your mind, take a look inside, realize this world's got a lot of issues that everybody's ignoring. Humans just keep this bullshit pouring. There's a lot of people living in fear. Put the keys in the ignition, get the engine warm. Transfer any road, any storm. Making tracks along the way, foot on the gas, leave it all behind, just like the past.
Wayne was on the show, Abyss was a last minute addition, and our good friend MC Covey joined us for the evening too.
Warp zone, where the corpses go, contorted by cortisol and then remote controlled. Warp zone, where the corpses go, contorted by cortisol and then remote controlled. Are you catching my drift? Wake up and fix your activate. Activate your activism like you're Colin Kaepernick. It's what we do daily that has value, not what we say.
Back in this song for the cool summer breeze. Catch me at the Philly beach on the leaves of palm trees. Such a calm breeze, and I go over my feet. Couldn't got from BC to California. Yeah, full 70 and more for the coastal whole estate. Still trying to rise and saving up my nest egg. What the rest say, just go the best way. Go how I know now, only when the best play.
Like straight up, I don't think it was a destination place at all. I'm not really trying to diss the bar, but I think it needs to step its game up a little bit. Get mad at me if you want, Bear Creek Pub, but you guys gotta go on bar rescue or something. You gotta call John Taffer, right?
Oh, what a perfect display of stupidity shining out of utter chaos. I'm being a lighter shot its way to the far. Oh, what a triumph for cool. Well, they're a little bit more than kinda cool. It's like a billion zillion times of magnitude. There's no exaggeration, my new test dudes. I'll take it all just because I said that when I was addressing.
The sets were super dope. I got really drunk, man, and I was like having this a really good set. Like, I don't know, maybe one of my better performances from this tour.
Alright, better stay tuned. Wanna come around, fucking get gooned. West Coast head case, money through stores, since courage in the can. Big little portions. Am I your favorite? Motherfucking favorite. Hey, am I your favorite? Motherfucking favorite. Am I your favorite?
Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough. Designer watches, Porco cigarettes, my David. My life is tough.
the next night, we were in Langley at New York Grill.
I'll do my best despite the feeling in my chest. I pass the test exam, nothing less than a flawless performance. I wanna shine, so I put my mind to it. Sit down, get the miles on the minute I get.
This was the night of the McGregor and Mayweather fight. Still had an awesome time. Langley's hometown heroes, Budski and Abyss, were in the house.
Straight through my skin on a horizontal plane, my position of breath. These like these senses no longer acute as this finger. Petrified state, air voice peaks. I continue with Ventra to another in my audience and seats.
Smoking cheesy weed till the joint's been cremated. Relaying with elation the danger of the free facing. I be lacing this track, strapped to attack with a jetpack, an elastic band in Black Betty. Bam-a-lam, I strangled a damn panda before I could finish his jam. But I'm innocent, man, with an innocent gun in my hand.
Of course, the So Much of Nice kind of tour group was still there.
Baby, deep with a baby song. 60 times back at it now with a feel good song. Lights, camera, action, they know it's on. Like Hollywood guys, guess I made for so long. Hit the eyes for a midpoint to the mountain. Take them all the way past the gates and the fountains.
I think Vicious's parents came out and watched him perform, so he was like putting on a personal set for his parents. I don't know, it's kind of cool, I guess.
11,000 views. 11,000 views.
I get up out of bed about 11 a.m. What is my day to be? I don't know. I never try to predict it because that's make believe. I go with the whatever take me to. First off, I start with taking a poo. Shave my hand, shower, then I feel like, oh. Maybe I'll make a beat record a verse. I'm rocking open mic to practice falling up coming so many.
Ask around town, man, I'm dope in the dope. And you're playing out jokes, face slipping like soap. Light me up like a fire, it's full like a bomb. You're a bit for Jim, be like this, I'm blowing up your line. Hey, a wire at home while the press to a blow. Your girls on my show, front row, getting low.
It's a cool place. I like how it's set up. It kind of reminds me of like somebody's basement. It's good to see that there's a spot out on the south side of the Fraser River putting on consistent live shows. So shouts out to those guys, man. So yo, we went to Delta to the Sundowner pub. I went there earlier this year on the Russian and Diamonds West Coast Winter Tour for Valentine's Day, and we had a pretty dope time, so we rocked the Tuesday yet again.
Get with these, if not step off the D. I say that jokingly, but feel free to swing on me. All bars, no hook. Say it with me now. All bars, no hook. What?
Risky, but he's the one in that you might experience hell beyond all kinds of reparation. So we would never blame you if you have a reservation about your potential destination. No need for explanation. This is the opposite of heaven. We got angels with demonic faces.
Speaking of Delta, RC the Hazard came out and made a special appearance.
I really get we get to live from a second and live without limits and on ya. Definitely settling, mentally battling everything that'll be on ya. Sympathy, riveting, quivering, mission be sympathy, killing a monster. And independently blending my energy, finishing every imposter. Better be ready as ever, I'm steadily getting your revenues conquered. Flipping it heavily, ripping the enemies from the judges. With your hand up on the wheel while I'm coming the field. Never step up, this is sealed deal. Belly talking next to first, single step on it, it's all real.
This can't be what they used to.
5-star living with a view and it's all new.
This can't be what they used to.
$1 million dream of beyond and it comes true.
This can't be what they used to.
Once upon a time on the beach out of Malibu.
The UV boys rolled through with a bunch of friends from Cloverdale.
It won't be like anything you know. Party in a crib with the UV show. Each time the numbers tend to grow, so come fuck with us, cause we in the zone. You can bring your blow, you can bring your weed, and anything else that you might need. Just drop the cheese so the booze are free. Cause when we throw down, we aim to please. Fuck this house up. If your parents go away on vacation, we got a reputation to fuck this house up.
It's kind of a weird vibe in this place on this particular night. I mean, last time it was super cool, but the manager kind of apparently gave Laura Russian and Diamonds a weird, like, why aren't you guys starting now kind of thing at like 7 o'clock or something, and he tried to explain that we wanted to start at 9 o'clock. So we had our acts go through, you know, the usual So Much a Nice team was running through the sets, and then it came time for my set, and I was putting on like the performance of like a lifetime, and he totally blue-balled me and said, shh, cut the set, it's over, at like 10:45, it was weird. I don't know. It was a really good night. There's a lot of people there. Everyone was drinking and eating, and there wasn't like no reason to stop the show. But I don't know, man. Maybe he didn't like what he heard. So I can't really hate on the Sundowner pub. Maybe it was just, maybe dude was having a bad night or something. I don't know, man.
And I'm gonna make that pussy burn. I'm gonna make it burn. We coming here to party. We getting fucked up all day. We getting fucked up all day. We getting fucked up.
So the 6th show on the So Much Nice tour was at the classic Wolf Bar in Maple Ridge. I got my Wolf toque, repping that Wolf Bar shit. On this particular night, Poco Local, Future Trunks came out, started things off.
Quit being a bitch! Yeah. Bitch! Quit being a bitch! Bitch! You ain't making it rich! Bitch! I'm a motherfucking bitch!
It was Russian and Diamond's very first time at the Wolf Bar, and they were digging it.
It's the official Michael Russian pool dance. Oh shit, okay, first break. Rude in the crew, the dude is so rude. Cold hard steel, nickel metal in the dude. What you gonna do when your crew hears a loot in my office, dude? Put you in a bad mood. Better not you, cause you're gonna get sued. Every time I hear you music, I'ma put you in a food.
Be a bull for the coast of old mistake. Still trying to run the same thing of my instinct. Look the rest saying just going the best way. No, how I know I'm only one of the best plays. Push my fingers rapid.
At one point during Sicadine's set, the Russian and Diamond song "Toast to Business" came on instead, and like they all got up and were like, "Whoa!" I don't know. It was kind of funny. Oh no! Also, this was the UV Boys' last set on the So Much Nice tour. Thank you to those guys for jumping on these gigs.
Girls curvy, sweet like McFlurry. Do smash hoes, suck me like Kirby. Do not disturb my devilish derby. Ain't the whole box like her. Well used, like you're getting chewed. Keeps herself late with up to 8 dudes. Got me confused, the shit that she do. Keeps hitting and reset before the game starts.
Don't be sitting me with the things we can welcome me. Yeah, in the hell and back. Baby, if we always something that we wrong, wave your hand. Cause if we always something that we wrong, we'll accept it. If we like it in the fact that we really have to have. Yeah, yeah, in the hell and back. Till we always something that we wrong with that. Cause if we always something that we wrong, we'll accept it. If we like it in the fact that we really have to have. Yeah.
The homie Redshirt Mike from Smoked Out Battles did a killer set.
A twitzer, like Copper did, couple of swings. We'll be enough to shot you quick till the fifth. Bring the end of the day to the apocalypse. It's just a game, I'ma laugh in your face. Say that I'm playing, I'ma laugh in your face. Screw you, laugh in your face. You lose, laugh in your face. Y'all think it's just a game? I'ma laugh in your face. Y'all think that I'm playing? I'ma laugh in your face.
Definitely one of my best sets I think I've maybe ever done. Sometimes when you're on stage, you kind of get that feeling like, you know, this is hella dope.
She called me up at 2:45, huh? Called me up to come record for me. Well, months later, she was hot at my door, and an ensemble should have looked as fast as my floor, right? Egomaniac, not the fucking worst, got the aspartame shakes like a bottle worth to burst. Took the lockdown commercial at first. Cut the couple letters to the second my first. Bought them all the kids, and they're asking for some pocket change. Apparently they know me, it's like, oh my god, it's Tyro James.
Maple Ridge is always a sick place to go, so, you know, support the Wolf Bar, and I'm sure I'll be back. So we were living that Tuesday life once again the next week at Judge Begbie's Tavern in New Westminster.
Boss man, shit Versace watch, steak and lobster. Fine wine, in a place that I be mouth water. Like how I'm living, work from the bottom up. You guys caught me getting hot, exposed and button up. It's cold outside like Whistler nights. I'm all about Sunday takes in Las Vegas lights.
Perfect opportunity to get loaded at the Key, which is what I usually do when I go to New West. Yeah. We up in New West, living the New West life with the homies Fody Gang and the homies Cat and Jay Clausen up in this bitch. Yo, what's up with these fools, man?
Jay Fody in the house,
Ready
Mr.
to dig
Mead.
my claws in.
Yo, there goes Clausen.
Space push on that outer space push. Stick your hand, you put that flame up to that bush. Don't let it slide, girl, I wanna see that push. Pussy back on down my house, I wanna see that push. Back to back, fuck me, so but Jack and John. shoulder. Out in space, the shit seems colder. The universe is infinitely over.
The homie Scam One and Mr. Mead from Fody Gang came out. We were pre-drinking before the show, actually during the gig. Jay Clausen came out, made a special appearance.
You'll get lost trying to figure out just what to do. This is what can happen when you bite more rough than you can chew. You'll get lost trying to figure out just what to do. Yeah, like I'm going in a circle. Yeah, like I'm going in a circle. Yeah, like I'm going in a circle. Like I'm going in a circle.
The twist came up and down, she kept the time to help me healthy. So the bitch out and screaming out, please somebody help me. Yo, is there any way to thank us for your welcome? Yeah, been to hell the man. And to be honest, wasn't nothing wrong with that. Cause who we are is something that we're going to accept. And if we lack it in the factor, what do we really have left? Yeah, been to hell the man. And to be honest, wasn't nothing wrong with that.
And Judge Begbie's is a cool spot too. I've kind of really grown on me. Good place to get loaded at. Yeah.
Smash!
Cat in the house.
Kick no. Toast the business! Toast the business! Raise your bottle to the top if you're down to win it. Raise your glass up to the top, don't stop. Just a celebration till it goes pop. If your chain is worth more than a plane, time to celebrate for breaking it in. And if you feel no shame or pain like nobody, congratulations, cause you're going to win.
Only Lord Diamonds came from the Russian Diamonds crew to this one. Did a solo set. It was pretty dope. I think we all had a great time, man. Like you'll definitely see me again at New West at Judge Begbie's.
Alright, better stay tuned. Just wanna come around, man, I'm fucking getting crude. West Coast head kicks, money through extortions, courage if I can. Take more portions, Am I your favorite?
Yes.
Your motherfucking favorite?
Yes.
Hey, am I your favorite?
Yes.
With the blue hair, motherfucking favorite?
Yes.
Hey, am I your favorite?
Yes.
New West, your motherfucking favorite?
Yes.
Am I your favorite?
Yes.
You can say no. Your favorite?
No.
I'm your fucking favorite. Oh! Your favorite.
So the last two shows of the So Much Nice tour were in the good old US of A, in one of my favorite places, Seattle, Washington.
This is my first time ever playing in Seattle, and I'm having a great time already. So I hope you guys will do the same. Fun's call get through today. My name is Vince 5150. I can't about a pen about 11 a.m. What is my day gonna be? I don't know. I never try to predict it because that's make believe. I go where the water is taking me to. First off, I started with taking a poop. Shave my head and shower, then I'm feeling woo.
Coming to America.
I can smell the freedom.
We're here in Trump's USA, man.
Yes, we are. Hey, it's the greatest. And if not, in fake news.
Yeah. We're hanging out, me and Vicious. Hey, drinking a little bit of Rainier. It's the USA life. We en route to Seattle, yo. Cruising along the highway. We're pulling in this rest stop to live that rest stop life, buy that legal weed life. Coming to America.
We're gonna make the So Much of Nice tour great again. Believe me, folks.
I'm just trying to get through the day. How you guys feeling tonight? I love you too, Seattle. I'll be back for sure.
We were hanging out all day, me, Vicious 5150, and Kat. We were all hanging out, drinking at the Space Needle. Yeah. So me and Kat hanging in Seattle by the Space Needle. What's up, yo?
Space Needle.
What the shit, yo?
You wish you were us.
Vicious 5,150.
Hey, what's going on? I'm in America. Looks like we need some freedom.
She called me up at 2:45. She called me up to come a quarter for me. Moments later, she was hot at my door. In an ensemble, sure to look as best on my floor. Man, egomaniacs, I'm the fucking worst. Got the aspartame shakes like a bottle about to burst.
And we even went to Kurt Cobain's house where he blew his head off and shit in. It was crazy, man. It was like going down all these rolling hills by the water, and then it kind of comes at you and you're like, oh shit, there it is. So me and Vicious and Kat,
Yeah.
we're here at the at Kurt Cobain's house in Seattle and living that tourist life. But look at this memorial right here, pack of smokes and shit, a joint, a half-smoked joint, and the homie Vicious writing on the Kurt memorial. And then we went to the Capitol Hill area of Seattle and rocked the Hot Vine Pub. It was awesome. I love performing in the U.S. Excellent trip in Seattle, and I can't wait to go back.
Up in the slits, I'm so tough. It's a ping pong affair with my own stuff. Triple spend on the beat for an instant hit. Heard it through the grapevine, then you dig my shit.
Hanging out the Hot Vine Pub with Kat. having a little smoke. You know, good night again. So much of Rice Tour, 2017. You know. All right, last show we did was in Bellingham. It was a Smoked Out Battles event that I actually sponsored. My second time performing in Bellingham, and it's so close to my house in White Rock, so you know I had to say yes. I picked up some Rainier beer, which I love, and some Four Loko, which I have recently retired from drinking, but that's a whole other story on its own. Vicious 5150 and myself closed out the So Much a Nice tour with a killer performance at the Outlet in Bellingham in between the battles. And yeah, that was really it. It was a cool night, and we just kind of cruised back over the border, and I realized that was the conclusion of the So Much a Nice Tour 2017. Shouts out to Vicious 5150 for attending all of the shows.
I get a lot of love, I get a lot of hate from people, hearing people, telling people, great, you know what's all fuck when I'm rocking the stage, and you could have gone down, you're gonna bring your fucking legs, yo, who got the fun, we got the fun here, who got the fun, we got the fun here, who got the fun, we got the fun here.
Anyways, next year will be bigger and badder than ever. I hope to see all you guys at the shows. I know I'll be there. So once again, it's Tyro James, Czar of Noir, Van City Villain. See you next year.